why we designate certain days first alert weather days. What do we mean by a first alert weather day?
Yeah, we're just highlighting the fact that it could be impactful. That's what alert days mean. And I feel like we almost have different levels of alerts. So we've seen a lot of alert days recently. For example, if anybody was here traveling on Thanksgiving evening or into Friday morning, even Tuesday morning, I feel like those were higher impact alert days. This one, maybe not as high of an impact, but we still want you to be aware of weather that could be disruptive in the way of we want you to be safe. This is cold air that's moving in tonight. This is unseasonably cold air, and it's really the coldest we've been in quite some time and since February. Obviously, now that we're getting into another winter season, it's something that can be expected, but it's only early December, and so we've really just gone from, it's hard to believe, the 50s just a day or so before Thanksgiving to now we have fallen here just about a week afterwards. We have fallen well down into those single digits, for example, that we could get to in a lot of communities tonight. So that's why we're alerting you, just to give you an awareness of what's coming for tomorrow morning.
How about you walk us through, and we are putting a little bit of emphasis that these can be dangerous temperatures. And as you just said, look, last February we were prepared for this. I don't know, in the first, what are we, 4 days into December, we're really prepared for this. So walk us through what we can expect in the next 24 hours, and then we'll take a break.
Yeah, so here we go, Dan. So at least in the near term right now, I mean, it's already cold outside. We've got temperatures in the 20s, and we've got wind chills in some cases in the single digits already, for example, in Mansfield. So colder air rushing in. We've got a blustery northwest wind out there. We've seen some clouds. I do expect these to break away more as we head overnight. Flurries pretty much ending for us. There may be still a few lingering in some of the snow belt, but really the recipe for these really cold temperatures is when you get a clear sky, a light to calm wind, and of course we've got some snow on the ground. And all that is a recipe for some very cold temperatures. So in the near term here, I expect temperatures to continue to drop for the rest of the evening. We'll have teens as we head after 6 o'clock, and then we've got, you can see that wind really dying down overnight, and that will allow some pretty cold temperatures out there. So your low temperatures for tonight across the region, as we do see them for a lot of areas falling into the single digits, especially away from the lakeshore, and that's something that we will be tracking. And then, of course, the wind chill. Even the lightest of breezes, when it gets that cold, wind chill is 0 to about 5 degrees above 0, which, again, if this was January, February, wouldn't be a big deal. This earlier last season or earlier this year, however you want to put it, we had extreme cold warnings for wind chills that were in some cases 25 degrees below 0. It's not going to be that bad. But here we are in early December, as we've been talking about, Dan, and we want people to just be aware, because as you look at the normal lows, we should be falling to around 28 to 31 degrees at night this time of year, and here we can't even get to those numbers in the middle of the afternoon. So it just shows you this has been an early cold blast, and not one that's just lasted a day or two. This has been going on for about a week now, and there's not a lot of relief in sight. We may end up seeing a little bit of moderation, but otherwise looks to be pretty cold this weekend, and I'll talk about that with your First Alert 10-day forecast coming up.
Excellent. We're going to take a quick break. Stick with us. And we're back. You've been looking at live pictures from some of our First Alert Network cameras, and it just looks frigid out there. And we keep harping on this, but for this time of year, it is pretty brutal. Andy Chilian's going to walk us through what we can expect for the rest of our week, and if we have any kind of break coming up.
Yeah, so here we go, Dan. We've got your first alert 7-day up. We're going to watch Friday tomorrow. Should be quiet for much of the day, and then could see a little bit of snow in the evening. Saturday, I'm really not seeing high snow chances on Saturday. Maybe some scattered out there, breezy. We'll try to get to the freezing mark. Sunday, watching a system that could be coming through in the afternoon. Some of our weather models show a little bit more ambitious of a system, others not so much. So we'll watch that one closely as some light accumulation is possible. I know you want to, first of all, I should preface this by saying I know you see a lot of snow chances on the 7-day, but we're really not looking at any major system. It's going to be a lot of this clipper stuff. So that's real fast moving systems, and that's something that we'll be watching for as we head into the middle of next week. On Tuesday and into Wednesday, could see a system that starts as some snow, ends up changing over to a wintry mixture with some rain on Wednesday. Notice temperatures moderating there, and then it's going to be windy as we see some chillier air on Thursday, lake flakes. And even as we head into the next weekend, could see more snow chances with temperatures just not warming. So you get maybe a day or two that's above freezing, but this is just impressive, I would say, for this just long-term cold spell that we're going to see potentially over at least the next 10 days.
Excellent. 19 First Alert meteorologist Andy Chillian, thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 3 o'clock.
All right, sounds good.
All right, take care. We do have 3.5 hours of news and First Alert weather coming up on Channel 19 just about an hour from now. So we hope to see you there. Otherwise, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Hope you have a great afternoon and try and stay warm. Don't forget your pets outside. It's going to be way too cold for them. Don't forget about your pets. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a great day.